Michael Fogenauer of the Victoria Interchange Group. May I just comment to what Liz Frimston was saying about the behavior of the Council? I should like to add that I have taken part in some of the meetings with London Underground, and I was surprised how Stalinist they were, and they did absolutely nothing to mitigate or to enhance the life of the residents. And I really do wonder what the existence of the council is. I wrote to Frances Blois to ask her to give us some financial help, and we were turned down because it would create a precedent. But I still think that you should revise your whole attitude and do ask the fundamental question whether you are here for the well-being of residents or for some large organizations.
Okay, thank you.
Recently we had a meeting with Councillor Daniel Estea and other people representing his organisation. One of the issues that we've raised twice now with the Westminster City Council are noise abatement zones, and this is actually enacted in law under pollution. And we have been told, in fact, at this meeting, we were told quite categorically that the Westminster City Council didn't like the idea of a noise abatement zone. We have gone again to this chap, Rupert Taylor, who is an acoustic expert. He's the person who actually advocated this. And he's a person who has been giving evidence to select committees on acoustics to the House of Lords recently. There's a lot of advantages of a noise abatement zone, and this was raised 2 years ago by the Trust. We've written to the City Council about it. We understand that it could be something that is a bureaucratic problem to Westminster City Council, but the beauty of this is that if you have an area, and it doesn't have to be a very large area, if there is a noise level that is way above, or it offends against the noise levels, the whole area is found at fault. And I can't go into the real details of how it works, but you don't have to actually pinpoint a particular offending piece of equipment. The area is at fault, and it has to be sorted out. And we find it would be an exceedingly good piece of legislation to be used in residential areas, because there's so many air conditioning equipments. To actually pinpoint the one that's causing a problem is very difficult. We have also advocated, and we haven't got very far with this, by doing a pilot, say a 6-month noise abatement zone in a very small area to see whether it's feasible. And we still advocate this. We think it's something, the legislation exists. It's never been used that we can find out except in industrial areas, but it's perfectly applicable to residential areas, of which we're totally concerned. Thank you.
Thank you.
Lisa, you asked a very fair question, and I think residents need to answer you, which is this business of an apparent conflict between economic growth and perhaps protecting or tighter planning regulations. Now, that's a very fair question. My answer to that question is we've had a very strong period of growth in Westminster. It feels like that's come to an end for a while. There's going to be some kind of pause. Few, thank goodness, I say as a resident. So this is actually an opportunity for Westminster to swing the pendulum back in favour of thinking through more carefully what it wants to do to protect the people living in its boundaries. The developers have done well here in the past few years. They've had their ride. They've had moans about Section 106 and contributions to this and all the rest of it, some of which I understand. But we're not in that game anymore. And we say to you as our council, please take this opportunity to let that pendulum come back in our favour for a while And let's try some of these policies, like a noise abatement, just to get the message out. Next time growth upturns, sorry, slightly new rules, working in a different context. And you can do it, it is possible, and have them already laid out for when developers start up their tractors again.
Okay, thank you.